Buongiorno, welcome back to the Italian campaign. Now, the Tempo Gigante, the captured Zealous class battlecruiser that we took from the British quite a while ago now, is going up against two Washington class heavy cruisers and a Dreadnought class light cruiser. So, interestingly, these heavy cruisers are worth more than my battlecruiser. So, potentially quite a lot of victory points coming our way. That is, unless we just eat a lot of torpedoes and sink. So let's try to avoid that. Oh yeah, it's been refit with gas turbines. Let's see, let's kill the light cruisers first. Or light cruiser. It's one light cruiser and two heavies. There we go. I was about to say I think it would be an easier kill, and it seems like that's the case. There she goes. Or does she? I think so. Yep. There she went. Il Tempo Gigante, such a speedy boat. Zooming along at 40 knots, almost. Speed that would make a lot of DDs jealous. And it's a 50,000 ton battlecruiser. It's just too bad I can't build any of these, because it's a captured ship. Let's get a little bit more distance. Are they launching torpedoes my way? Potentially. So let's do a course correction. Yeah, these are the ones with the 10-inch guns. And they have not launched torpedoes. But their 10-inch guns can go through my extended belts. And they are. Yeah, at pretty much any range. But they're not gonna go through my main belt. Let's see, what's my cruising speed here? 35 knots. That's a very respectable cruising speed. Tower taken out on... No, not quite taken out. Damaged on Olympia. These cruisers are actually not bad. Especially when they're going bow in like that. I cannot reliably go through them with AP. HE is doing damage, but it's not knocking them out. carries on the first one. Should be knocking out the Olympia soon. I'll just switch to AP. I think HE is the choice here. Oh, actually not. Maybe straightening out. There she goes. That was a the main tower penetration. It's your turn, Seattle. Let's go with some AHE first. Make that return fire a little bit less effective. What kind of deck armor do you have? 10 inches of main deck. Would have to be at 35 kilometers to go through that. Well, 30 something. 190 armor quality. Her main tower is now gone. And her return fire has become a lot less effective. She's now the one dealing with a lot of damage instability. Well, mine is dropping from minus 50 to minus 40. Your range was... that's actually very good range. I'm surprised she's not flash fired with Cordite 3 and picric acid. I guess I need to knock out the turrets first. I only got 5.1 inches of top armor on the turrets. I can go through that. Oh, it would still have to be like 30 kilometers. There we go, main deck pen. I'm loving these gas turbines. I think I want to design another class of large battlecruisers. While I do have a lot of battlecruisers in service, many of them are getting a little bit old. Like the Bastarda class still did well in the previous war, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be doing well in the next one. And even things like the Geo Scotties are getting kind of close to their to the end of their frontline relevancy. She keeps pushing in. Although those are very short-range torpedoes. I thought these had 20-kilometer torpedoes, but that must have been the other heavy cruiser class. Alright. That changes things a little bit. Means I could just play this at closer range and go smashing through her belts. Like, the main belt is no issue if I get a good angle, but 8 inches of 4.5 belt with the angling and the ricochet thing and everything else, that's quite something. There we go, she's actually giving me decently flat angles. I'm just still not going through. Oh wait, I am. Never mind. And there she goes. Funnel penetrations, actually. Alright. Yeah. I would like to have more of these battlecruisers. Or at least something something similar. Now, what is my shipyard capacity? First of all, Tempo, do you want to go and murder a light cruiser for me? Okay, we're gonna have that fight. Or maybe just send you to one of these formations. Yeah, I think so. I think your tonnage is better spent up there in the invasion. In the meantime, did I have any spare light cruisers? I'm sure I do. That's a Scipione class. Duca d'Aosta. None of the there we go, Dogali. Let's just send 2 of you. Yeah, no, nothing in Limassol. And the Americans have light cruisers here too. Alright. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, plenty of spare capacity. Let's do some ship designing. Now, hull. We're gonna go with the... I think we're gonna go with the fast battleship hull. Purely because it actually has the resistance to do fast battleship things. Large cruiser 2? Is that the same as... Yeah, that's the same as the Capri class. Hull form 105. 88 resistance, 42,000 tons. Max optimal speed 38.5, 32.5. So this can be made quite fast. This one cannot. This is just going to be some kind of battleship, basically. A battleship classed as a battlecruiser. Big. Can we do 35 knots? So they at least have the same speed as the what was it called? The Isabella or something. Not the greatest selection of towers. I'm not sure how I can make this not look bad. I don't know why they don't just give this hull access to the actual Italian towers. Let's see, gas turbines. Big funnel, but not big enough. Engine efficiency 71%. We're just gonna have to deal with 71% engine efficiency. Sadly, that does not look good. How about I put that one there and this one just on the floor? And then a smaller one up here. Okay, that's not terrible. It's not terrible, but not great either. And let's see. Quad barrels. Can I do the... oh no, they just look completely different. It's not the same style of turret. I think I'm just gonna go with 12 here. Yeah, that's a decent basic layout, I think. 75,000 tons. What if I max it out? $85,000 tons. And it still has okay range. Like, that's actually pretty good range. 27,000. It's not amazing, but it's okay. What do I get from having the beam and draft? I get plus 10 base accuracy, minus 10 base accuracy. That kind of cancels things out. Minus 15% gun damage. Minus 20% gun damage. Minus 20 and minus 20 torpedo damage. So this is now quite tanky. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it at max max beam and draft. Both to make it tanky and to give it more more displacement for invasion purposes. Because sooner or later we're gonna have to take all of the British islands to expand the Neo-Roman Empire. Can I do triple bottom? I want to. What is my resistance now? 144. So this should be quite resistant. with this these bonuses in addition to these bonuses. Gonna go double cap ballistic, tube powder 3, TNT 4. Yep. Super heavy shells, increased ammo. My flash fire chance is 3.5%, which is not bad at all. Let's go coincidence here. Radar 3. Almost maxed out for the weight, but I still need to add weight to armor this. And this is where things are gonna start getting out of hand. So some things might have to be reduced a little bit. Maybe 34 knots will be enough. Maybe 32 knots will be enough. That's the speed of a lot of my other battlecruisers. Let's go down a little bit on armor. See, these are 47 caliber. Oh, it's doing a thing again where it doesn't update. There we go, 45. Sometimes when you shorten gun barrels, the game doesn't update you if you have more than one turret. So that's kind of silly. But that's how it is. Can I go with the 17-inch main belt? No. Not 16 either. Things have gotten a little bit out of hand. Anti-flood 2 instead of anti-flood 3. Plus 5% hull weight instead of plus 8%. It's not that much worse, really. I can go with standard ammunition. I do tend to run out of ammo sometimes, but it's mostly only when my ships have been in combat for several turns in a row. Let's see, can I add meaningful deck armor here? Kind of. I can reduce the inner belts. Because the way they work, they don't actually add that much protection. Patrona. Do I have to reduce the range even more? 22,000 kilometers. If I am mostly operating in the Mediterranean, that will be enough. Let's see, at 6%, we're at 98% of the displacement. About at 4% to drop to 97. No, No, don't actually save that much. So let's just keep it at 10% and add some secondaries. We certainly have a lot of room for secondaries. We just don't have the displacement for them. What I could do is the same as I've done with the previous classes. Add some barbettes. You have 2 secondary turrets on the center line. Instead of having them on the sides. %. Yeah. I can reduce my main belt a little bit. I want 5 inches on the fore and aft belts, just to protect me from heavy cruiser main guns. Okay, not a lot of displacement to play with. There we go, overweight. But it would just kind of seem a little bit empty if I didn't add some 6-inch turrets there. Also, these will have to be enlarged, so I can give them some armor. We are a little bit overweight, but not really that much. Flashfire chance 2.2%. 2.9%. And there is now some weight to spare. If I add these like a little bit further back here, oh, I can place something here. Not these. I can place those here, just kind of to fill in. Ah, come on. And one here also. Like so. A little bit overweight again. Now this guy does not have the greatest arc of fire, but that can be improved. It's a tiny barbette. This one does not fit. There we go. It fits. It fits and it sits. Now, let me, you do fit here. If I don't have barbettes under the 4-inch guns, but instead just place them down like this, it would be so much nicer if I could just place barbettes in between here. But apparently that's not possible. Apparently it is possible. Just at some very specific locations. Can we fit the... almost. We can fit that guy. Alright. And now these can fit here. And the 4.2-inch guns can fire over them. That's much nicer. And we're only a little bit over over capacity. I can probably fix that by nudging the A and Y turrets a little bit, like so. All right. Anti-torpedo protection is not the best. It's not super fast for a battlecruiser. Also, conning tower I kind of forgot about. So now we're overweight again. But not really by much. Not really by much at all. I can happily reduce the inner deck and inner belt by 0.2 inches to save some weight. And I can fill out the towers with some 2-inch guns. Overweight just from that? Okay. There we go. Better. Alright, that's a fast battleship that is classified as a battlecruiser, which means I can build more of them. Yes. Kind of expensive at 5 billion, but okay, it's more expensive than my my super battleship. It is more expensive than Regina Isabella class. Twice as well, more than twice as expensive. And one of these is worth more than my entire squadron of Bastarda class battlecruisers, but we're gonna save it as is. And that will be that. So we're gonna build a couple of those. I'm also tempted to breaking my own rule of not more than one battleship per class and build some more super battleships. Just because we're getting to the point where the displacement needed to complete a naval invasion is, well, it's a lot. Okay, let's go with some of the other battlecruiser hulls now. Lord Cruiser 2. Yeah, that is the Capri class hull that we built on. At least these things have access to actual Italian towers. Well, it's a mix, isn't it? It's a mix of British and Italian. And here we go. I think I'm gonna build something with 15-inch guns. Let's plop down a couple of funnels here. I could actually go really crazy with 3 funnels, and that doesn't even look it doesn't even look half bad. Just kind of bad. Let's also max you out. What was your a hull form of 105? That is pretty good. Modern Battlecruiser 2 has 109. Okay, we're gonna go 39 knots. And are we gonna go with gas turbines again? I think so. That range can be reduced by a lot, even if I remove that 3rd funnel. Maybe I just keep the 3rd funnel. $30,000 kilometers, 26,000. 15,900, 16,300. I can turn it down all the way to minimum and still have 24,000 kilometer range, and actually also save some weight. So yeah, that's a possibility. How fast can this thing go? Alright. Alright. I guess armor might not be that necessary on this ship with the 49 knot top speed. Fine. Now, guns. I want to go with 15s. Because I found that... Okay, these turrets need slightly bigger barbettes. That's very big. If I max this out for beam and draft, maybe only 5% beam. That should give me a little bit more weight to throw around in naval invasions. Now let's see, 15s. I'm just gonna go with 8. Okay, it does seem that these can be... Never mind, they cannot. They cannot sit there. That was not possible. Okay. Let's have it there so that these wings are at the back of the barbette. I don't think they actually interfere with the arc of fire from the main gun turrets, but I just kind of think it looks better like that. Okay. Let's build a ship. if it's possible even. Might not be. Yeah, it actually saved quite a bit of weight going down to 0 beam. Standard ratio, capped and capped. 2 powder and TNT 4. Flashfire chance 3.9. Auto 2 reloading. We're a little bit fat now. 5% overweight. And we haven't even started doing the armor yet. But again, I can knock down the inner armor quite a bit. Because the whole point of this ship is to just not take hits. Which is well, easier said than done, but still. I think 6 inches on the turret tops should be enough. A 13 main belt, kind of light. But we are just hoping to not take a lot of hits in this. Many bulkheads. Potentially what I could do is go with triple turrets instead of doubles and have 9 guns instead of 8. And that way shorten my citadel a little bit. That's quite a ridiculous ship we're building here with the 49 knot top speed. And we can have a single 6-inch turret up here as secondary armament. And a couple of our good old friends, the 4.2-inch guns. And we can pretend are here as anti-aircraft guns. Like that. Not the greatest arcs of fire for for anti-aircraft purposes, but fine. And it just wouldn't look right without some of these 2-inch guns. I guess we're kind of cooking something here. Now, I know 49 knots is totally excessive, and I could easily drop it down to, I don't know, 44 or 41. But when I can go 49 knots, I do want to go 49 knots. I can drop down the draft a little bit. That does reduce our overweight issue. There we go. We're just gonna go 0 draft. Yeah. Now I just have to place this down again because things are suddenly hovering in the air. $6 billion. This is stupid expensive. I think we're gonna have to reduce the speed by a tiny bit. Yeah, at least 49 knots is doable on this. It's just way too expensive. 44. There we go. Let's go 41 knots. 2 billion. That's still very fast. And that saved a lot of weight that we can use to make this ship a little bit more survivable. Like triple bottom, better barbette protection, anti-flood 3, and of course some armor. 4.2 plus 17 minus 4, or 45 caliber length on the 15s, and it's doing the thing again. There we go, 45. Okay. We have displacement to play with. Lots of displacement to play with. .2-inch guns. Some armor is nice. 6-inch gun, 41 caliber. That should be plus 8 to make it 45. No, plus 10, right? Right. That should mean it can get a little bit more armor too. Just a tiny smidge. $2,000 tons to play with. I'm gonna put some of that into armoring up my my turrets, the main gun turrets. Turret top armor weighs a lot. Like a stupid amount. Compared to something like the belt armor, which doesn't weigh a lot. Superstructure armor actually does not weigh much at all. If I want to armor this to not take a lot of cruiser damage, I can give it 5 inches of armor. Sanita. That's a $2 billion battlecruiser. That's not even that much considering it's a 41 knot battlecruiser. Armed with 9 15-inch guns, sporting some decent armor, and good resistance too. Yeah, it didn't have the maxed out beam and draft, so it will take more damage per hit than Patrona, but it will not take as many hits. Yeah, that's quite a handsome ship, if I may say so myself. Let's build some of these. Yeah, I think we're gonna build 2 of the Patronas. 2. And they can operate in the same task force as the San Ferdinandos, because they have the same top speed, 32 knots. But with 16-inch guns, these are more suited for killing capital ships, while the San Ferdinandos with their 14s can take on the lighter stuff. So I think that's a pretty good combination. I can pick out a port later. Sanita. They're not that expensive even. Comparatively. Let's build 2 of those also. 27 months, 32 months. Are we getting anything like very exciting in terms of research in the near future? Like nice to have kind of stuff. Mark 5 19s. I think when I get to Mark 5 19s, I wanna design another super battleship, which is kind of breaking with my rule of one ship per battleship hull, but at this point in the campaign, like there are so many battleship hulls that are obsolete now anyway, so I think it's justified. This naval invasion is up to 98%. Now we don't even have all the ships in the circle yet. Like these battlecruisers are waiting to ambush a tiny American task force. So I think it looks like we're gonna get France. At least southern France, and if we can take southern France, I think Western France had a lower required tonnage to invade. Very nice. We're also taking some stuff in Africa, but it's going slow, mainly because the Americans are also in the war. And they have some decent army force numbers to throw around. Speaking of Americans, where are they sending their ships? This guy's just hanging around here. Maybe you want some company, little American light cruiser. Just hanging around menacingly. How's my battleship in battlecruiser in Dar es Salaam doing? 2 months left of her repairs. Oh, there are a lot of ships in Bangkok. I also have some ships hanging around here. I think that's not a bad idea because they're gonna generate some missions versus the American ships that are hanging around in their ports. What do they have left in total? I think France has no navy left. Yeah, 0 ships. They're building 6. But that's about it. The US Navy is down to 2 battleships, 6 heavy cruisers, 13 light and 8 DDs operational. They're also repairing 5, which would be, I guess, the battlecruisers in Bangkok. They would have to be some of the ones being repaired. But yeah, that's pretty decent. Things are looking quite good. Not a lot of battles this episode, but we did get some ship design done, so that is something. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to go to war with Britain again, which is rebuilding its navy again. Just because, well, I would need to take it. And of course also Germany. Yeah. That will be a challenge because don't think naval invading this will be very easy, because the required tonnage is based on port capacity, as far as I know. And Western Germany has a lot of port capacity. Those are 4 huge ports. Eastern Germany, only 1 port, but it's 1,000,000 tons of capacity almost. Danzig is 1,000,000. Pilau is 1.1 million. And I don't think my army numbers compare favorably to the German army numbers. Almost 4 million versus my 1.6. But we could at least take Greece and Albania, I think. Of course, that's quite a bit in the future because Germany is very friendly at the moment. I wonder what kind of ships they have, though. That's for later. Next time, hopefully, we're gonna fight some of these American ships hanging around and sinking my transports. I'm gonna have to stop doing that. Goodbye, and take care.